y'all look real good tonight. That's my fine seeing eye human, so y'all look at him and let me know if he's blushing. So every day I get to hold my husband's hand and he leads me everywhere I go. There is no safer or other place I'd rather be in the world than beside him. But often, when you lose independence, you feel as though you're a burden. And not just with him, but with my family and with my friends. So, with me, being the techie that I am, I had this really crazy big idea. What if technology could bring my sight back? So I've obsessed over this idea. And tonight, I want to talk to you about having a vision without sight. So our love story starts back in Valentine's Day weekend in 2015. I had promised to go on a date with him after 3 years of friendship. And I had just finished writing a book, and so I flew out. I paid for my own ticket because I didn't want any funny business. And when I got there, he was so intentional and so caring and kind, even to the point he lifted me across the sidewalk over a puddle. And I was like, this is unreal. And I knew after we shared a first kiss that a couple things. One, this man was a husband. Two, I knew that something was wrong with my body because I had been sick for some time. And three, I knew I was going to end whatever this was because I didn't want him to have to deal with whatever I was going through. You see, I never took care of my health. I am a type 1 juvenile diabetic, and I was since the age of 5. But I also experienced depression. When I was younger, I experienced sexual abuse, but I kept it quiet because shame will let you suffer in silence. And I didn't tell the people that meant the most to me what happened. My parents, my sister, my friends, the rest of my family. So that depression looked like drinking until I'm passing out. Became an alcoholic, popping pills, a mini hot girl summers before it was popularized. And I knew he didn't deserve that. Nobody did. So I isolated myself. But something was wrong, and my health declined so fast. And so after that date, I left, and I never spoke to him. And my health declined. I lost the ability to walk due to the medications that I was on. I was on peritoneal dialysis 9 hours every single night. I lost my eyesight completely after 8 years. 8 surgeries. It felt like 8 years. And I lost everything. I lost my hair, my curves, my friends, my car, money because of insurance and paying for things, and my house. I lost my home, my little apartment, not my house. And it was a moment of despair. So one day I get a call, and it's him. And I don't want to date you. I just want to check on you. And from that moment on, he would call every single night while I was on dialysis until I fell asleep. This was our routine. And the pain got so much, too much to bear, physically, that I said I want to let go. I'd rather leave the people I love and go be with the Lord than deal with this. So I had made the decision that I was going to take myself off of dialysis. And that very day, I get a call from my church to do a Father's Day tribute video. So I made up in my mind that I was going to say my last goodbye, and the whole world, the whole church would know how much I love my parents, because I was going to slip my mom in there too. And this was going to be my goodbye. So I shot the video, knowing my decision, And then yet the day after, I told Rich, I said, I'm gonna take myself off of dialysis. And he said, baby, just hold on one more day. And I did, because I loved him and I honored him. And so the next day came, and my dad came up to put me on dialysis. Because you see, he put me on dialysis that night because my mom was taking care of a dying parent in the same household. It's 2 generations fighting against death in one house. That was our reality. This is what kept our family together. And so I told my dad, Dad, I can't do this anymore. I can't witness what's going on, and I can't endure the pain anymore. And he said, baby girl, as much as we fought together, hold on one more day for your dad. And I did, because I loved him, I love him, and I honor him. And do you not know that next day I got a call for a kidney? I woke up in the hospital to my parents watching the exact video that I had shot to tell them goodbye. Wow. So with this new lease on life, I hit the ground running. I had to figure something out. I had to get back in the game. And one day, my dad came across a woman by the name of Antoinette Tuff. And if you do not know who this Black extraordinary woman is, she was the woman that stopped a school shooting in Georgia and was awarded a medal from President Barack Obama. It was this woman who also had a child who was blind. And in a conversation with my dad, shared resources. And that was how I got into accessible technology. I learned everything that I could so fast. I even beat records with the trainers, learning something that took 2 months and 2 weeks. This was what I wanted to do. So life was on the up and up, so much so that Rich and I got married. And we were so wrapped up in love that 2 months later, we thought we were pregnant. Now, let me tell y'all, when nobody trying to have no babies that early in our marriage, but I thought to myself, wow, I get to give him a child. I get to leave the world with something. You know, this was not what we were even thinking of. So we began preparing, looking for homes, and we went to the doctor, and I will never forget how cold the room was and how deafening silent it was. And I hear, Mrs. Martin, you are not pregnant, but you are experiencing a kidney rejection. No. Everything. I felt hollow. I felt hollow because of the life that was not inside of me. I felt hollow because, Lord, I have nothing else to give to show my faith at this point. So that was the start of our journey together. Newlyweds fighting for life. I spent months in a hospital, and one visit in ICU, I had a friend come up, and I told her, pull out your laptop. And in my head, because I could not birth a child, I'm going to birth a vision. So I had her write out a business plan for a tech company called Visiotech. In this company, we were going to produce accessible technologies for persons with disabilities. And I did it right there in Baylor Hospital. It didn't get better. It got extremely worse for the next 3 years. We went through a pandemic. My husband couldn't get a job because he was my full-time caregiver. I'm working a 9 to 5 to keep healthcare insurance and a 5 to 9 to pay the bills for the both of us. On top of that, one of my biggest cheerleaders, my uncle, passed away from the same exact thing that I was battling. A couple months later, my father-in-law died. Us together, alone together, going through. This was our reality. And so One day, out of the blue, I get a call from one of my closest friends, another extraordinary black woman by the name of Lisa Winkley. And she calls, and I quote, "I went and got checked. I'm a perfect match. Girl, you can have my kidney." So I said, "Okay, Lord, it gotta be a reason you keeping me here. I'm like a roach at this point. You cannot get me out of here." And so May 17th, 2022, I got a kidney from my friend. And I woke up with a purpose. And I said, okay, I'm gonna shift. So after spending 13 years in digital marketing, I said, I'm gonna go into tech full time. I went and I became a certified Scrum Master. I became a certified product owner. I went back to school to the Blind Institute of Technology and became a web and digital accessibility specialist. After that, thank you. After that, I got accepted into Baylor University to pursue my MBA in cybersecurity. So why am I sharing the testimony and the slight flex in this story? It's because in life, we go through ebbs and flows, and it's always important to have your purpose anchor you as we go through. So when I enter these rooms and sit at these tables, historically unwelcoming to people who look and feel and sound like I do, I come to the table with a story. And that story is, not only can I do the impossible with God, but I can do the impossible with my eyes closed. And with that being said, that is how you have a vision without sight. Thank you.